Welcome back to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13.
Powered by Tata Tele Business Services.
In this segment, the focus is on how MSMEs and traditional industries in Hyderabad can leverage technology to drive growth, resilience, and future readiness. Vishal Rally, Chief Revenue Officer, Tata Tele Services, shares insights on how MSMEs can embrace digital, the role of technology, and strategies to scale with confidence amid global disruptions. Pooja Jain brings you this conversation.
Powered by Tata Tele Business Services.
So, sir, when we look at small and medium businesses, all right, while they may have aspirations of become digitally empowered, right, and compete with their counterparts, some of them may be multi-fold their size. What oftentimes gets in the way is a hesitation to embrace technology. How at Tata Teleservices do you attempt to present bite-sized solutions to small and medium businesses such that they can embrace that technology curve with increased confidence?
Yeah, see, it's important to understand that in this day and age, every business is a tech business, irrespective of the size of the business and irrespective of the industry that you come from.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that doesn't mean every business has to start selling technology. It's just that technology is something that really creates value for that business and creates that customer intimacy. In fact, if you look at small businesses, most of them win in their declared niche, frankly banking upon technology, which helps them punch above their weight. And many a times when I have conversations with the SME leaders or SME business owners, there's one thing that I tell them that it doesn't need to be always expensive tech. So it's very important if I were to kind of articulate 2-3 things for any small business owner to look at is chart out your growth agenda for the next 2, 3, 4 years. Keep your customers at the center of everything you do. And be clear in terms of areas that you want to use technology to solve for the business problems.
Now, if we were to bring the conversation a bit closer to tonight's theme, which is focused around real estate, right? And technology is seemingly permeated nearly every aspect of the real estate process, from customer engagement models to property management models, and the list goes on. Could you, from your point of view, share everyday use cases that speak to that? Because nothing is more evidence than real life scenarios.
Yeah. See, Hyderabad, beyond being the IT hub, is really become a hub for real estate as well. And maybe I'll give an example of one of our customers. Some of them are here as well today.
Please.
Yeah, and we look at essentially the tech stack that I spoke about earlier, deployment in a real estate organization, which improve their business efficiencies, business process efficiencies, as well as their customer experience. So what we deployed for these customers is a virtual desktop environment running from the cloud. Employees had access to it. They could view it, they could work on it, but all of data is all on the cloud behind a secure firewall. Easy deploy, again CapEx light because you're really not investing in hardware.
Right.
Similarly, in terms of their cloud communication, or rather in terms of communication to the customer, we have a product called SmartFlow, which is deployed on our own cloud, and it's an omni-channel solution. Essentially what it means is irrespective of the medium, which is voice or a text or a WhatsApp or a video or a chat, it all comes together. It gets integrated to the customer CRM. So all the customer conversations are kind of recorded, and customers themselves, pretty much in terms of the outcomes, the NPS for this real estate company actually zoomed up about 2.5 times post deployment of all these solutions.
I think this example has very beautifully highlighted, the impact of technology both from a B2B and a P2C perspective.
Yes.
Right? But if we were to take a look at some of the sectors that Hyderabad is particularly well known for, be it pharma, for example, be it agri, right? Be it gems and jewelry, for that matter. Could you perhaps share examples in that context?
Yeah, and definitely, though we spoke about real estate earlier, IT hub, but really Hyderabad has become a melting pot for all forms of industries.
Deeply diversified economy.
Yeah, deeply diversified. And earlier speaker also mentioned about pharma, and let me pick that up.
Yes.
Pharma is booming in Hyderabad. Now, in terms of giving an example for a pharma customer of ours in Hyderabad, uh, they are a small to medium size company. They deployed all of the servers and their applications only at one location without any redundancy. And all the other location, if they had to access any of those applications, would connect onto this location.
I see.
Yeah, and if one location goes down, it's like rest of the country is down, right? So we work very closely with them in terms of providing them with the right kind of solution. So first of all, we took all of the cloud, all of those applications and workloads to a public cloud. We created a DC as well as a DR, so there is redundancy created. Also, in each and every location, we also deployed our SD-WAN service. Essentially, it's a software-defined WAN, which helps organization to route all of the traffic between various locations. So the IT manager sitting out of Hyderabad has control over which applications everybody has access to. Also, they can define prioritization. Suppose you have a video meeting happening across various locations, you can prioritize. Remotely, you can send information onto those boxes to say prioritize this application.
Phenomenal.
So the bandwidth gets deployed there. So the CFO is happy, the IT guy is happy, and so is the business owner.
Sure. Sounds like a complete success story. Now, if we were to take a look at some macro trends globally, Vishal,
Yeah.
right? Be it the increased penetration of artificial intelligence in nearly all aspects of life, really, right?
Yeah.
Or if we were to take a look at, the supply chain shifts that are occurring, or new age customer segmentations and therefore new age customer evolving preferences, new age customer behavior. How might you navigate entrepreneurs in this very room vis-a-vis those choppy waters?
Yeah, see, these are very challenging times, right? Many things are changing, tech disruptions, global issues that all of us are looking at, changing customer requirements. But at the same time, I think all of us probably would agree that it is India's time, right? Everybody knows this is India's decade and probably even India's century. And many a times, small businesses think that AI is not something that is meant for them. It is meant for large businesses. And frankly, small businesses do not need to create their LLMs or SLMs for that matter. There are several OpenAI applications and solutions available on the cloud that we have deployed across industry verticals and including this retail one that I will elaborate now upon.
LLM meaning large learning
Large language models, sorry, and large language models and small language models, but typically large organizations kind of create their own models. But that's truly not needed for small businesses. And in this scenario, all these conversations, first of all, as they are happening, the AI model that we deployed, and obviously with really taking permission from the customers, whether the conversation was happening on a face-to-face meeting or a conversation was happening over a phone call and all of that was getting fed to an AI engine. The conversation obviously does all kinds of analytics on it, how the conversation is,
Sure.
customer is happy, not happy, all of that stuff. Sentiment analysis of the customer. And interestingly, it also rates all the customer conversations, say, who amongst these are likely to make the buy decision.
Wow.
By the way,
Incredible.
it does it. It's live, okay?
And coming back to real estate, since you just rebroached the subject, when we think about commercial real estate and we do a bit of a deep dive, there are a lot of building blocks that are very digital in nature, whether it's the secure data flows, the
Yeah.
seamless communication, the smart infrastructure,
Yeah.
right? So against this backdrop that I've just described, how can small businesses essentially surge with confidence and scale with confidence vis-a-vis this real estate boom that we're supposedly experiencing by using these very digital building blocks?
The core of any application to run smoothly is seamless and predictable internet bandwidth. Now, most of the co-working space provide these kind of services to all of their tenants who are there within the building or the complex. So typically, a managed Wi-Fi solution, this customer was engaged with multiple vendors to deliver on their own. So they're buying central hardware server from someone, buying bandwidth from somebody else, buying security products from somebody else. And if at all they have deployed some IoT, which in terms of managing your lighting and saving your energy costs and so on and so forth from someone else. And typically on cybersecurity, many a time people do this more for tick marks. So we looked at all of that stuff and we said we will do this all managed on our own. We'll deploy the hardware, we'll deploy the access points, we'll give the internet bandwidth, we'll deploy the security services which are relevant, and all of that coming together, running seamlessly for the customer out there. Focus on your core business, give the technology part of the story to technology specialists, been there, done there, and we'll be very happy to engage with those customers and try to take that pain away so that they can spend maximum of their time in their core business.
And you just said give the technology part of the story to technology specialists. And that makes for a wonderful segment. My last question to you, Vishal, which
Sure.
is that the Tata Tele Business Services tagline, if I'm not mistaken, and the underlying philosophy is to do big.
Yeah.
Correct? So any parting words for our audiences as to how they can essentially become digitally empowered enterprises?
Yeah, I don't know how many of us know that MSMEs actually are literally the backbone for any country's growth. In India, the contribution of MSMEs to GDP is 30%. And frankly, if India has to really grow to that $10 trillion, $20 trillion, or $30 trillion economy, it won't happen unless MSMEs' contribution really gets to that level. And our purpose at Tata Tele Business Services, that's truly our mission statement, is empowering SMEs through digital solutions and services and democratize technology which makes sense for them and help them to do big.
That makes for a wonderful note upon which to close. Huge round of applause, please, for Vishal Rally. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.